New at 10, Duval School Superintendent Diana Green is apologizing to Mandarin High School parents.
In a robocall sent to parents, she admits error in the school's response to a bomb threat at Mandarin High School earlier today.
And I want to apologize to you and your children that things did not go as smoothly as we would have preferred them to.
Their plan that they had to try to keep the children safe actually put them in danger in more ways than one. Keeping them in the sun all day, they ran out of water.
The fact that they put them in an open field, that was wrong to me.
So after seeing that introduction, you are probably pretty concerned as to what happened at Mandarin. I'm Evan, and I'm going to give you my best rendition, in my eyes, of what actually happened. Before I do dive into my rendition of what happened, I do want to acknowledge that the staff did try to do their best in order to keep us safe. They made us evacuate to the bleachers in case there were actually bombs inside the school. If there were bombs inside the school and we stayed inside, then we would have exploded. And that's not good. So it's good that they evacuated us to the bleachers in such an unpredictable case. I also want to thank the teachers that spread the information that they had on them at the time to other students, so we had some understanding of what was actually going on. But yeah, let's really dive into this comprehensive review of what happened at Mandarin. But before we do start on this incredible journey together, I just wanted to introduce you to the couple people that I actually hang out with during the thing. We've got Craig, aka one of my friends in my language arts class that I talk to a lot. And then we've got Kai, who is also in my language arts class that I talk to a bit, but has a really critical role in this whole adventure. It all began with the tweet the night before the day. A user with the name of J Masterpiece tagged the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office on Twitter, saying, "3 explosives are planted at Mandarin High School. You have until 11 a.m. to defuse them. Good luck." Later that night, he also followed up with a tweet tagging our principal, John Nicely, saying, "I hope you all burn in. And I also planted 3 explosives on campus." Me being me, I was actually unaware that these tweets were sent. Or I might not have even went to school that day. But of course, I did. I showed up to the school and everyone was outside the front gate. It appeared to me that the faculty was checking in our backpacks to see if we had anything on us. I thought it was just a random check they decided to do, and I was unaware of the threat at the time. So once I made my way up, a teacher asked me to unzip all the parts of my bag, and they felt around as shown here. Then I raced to my class and found out from some other students that there was actually a bomb threat circulating. Despite this, I had a normal first period class, but in the back of my mind, with that threat. Next, we went to our second period, and this is where things got interesting. At this point, I was in my science class. After being in there only a little bit, my teacher said that we had to evacuate. Please evacuate the classroom! And that we might want to bring our lunch and water. I was curious if anyone else was bringing lunch and water with them, but after looking around, it seemed no one was, so I didn't either. Worst mistake ever. After following everyone, I realized we were actually heading to the bleachers, rather than where we would normally stand for a fire drill. I instantly regretted not bringing my things. Then, everyone kind of split from the class and I was able to find my friend Craig. Other students, including us, wondered how long we would actually be out there, and were not made aware of it. I still thought it was a drill when we first got out, but I quickly came to realize it was real. It was very hard to survive the 92-degree weather beating down on us for so long. Luckily, I was wearing sunscreen in preparation for my marching band rehearsal, which had been later scheduled for that day. Others weren't as lucky and received some very bad sunburns. It was very unfortunate for some, as homecoming was so near. Here are some pictures of the sunburns that some of my friends received from the threat. During all of this, the pep band was visiting other schools in order to recruit kids for upcoming years in the band. Here's an excerpt from a conversation I had with a fellow pep band member.
During lunch, we were told we couldn't go back to school, so we stayed at the mall for an extra 30 minutes. Then we headed to Greenland Pines. Cheerleaders, football, the band, and even the medical academy that came from their clinicals were there. Greenland let us stay in their gym, and I think we were there for an hour. By the time we could go back to school, it was already 2:30.
The percussion group chat kept me a little up to date about what was going on for them. I was later told they even went to Build-A-Bear. During the evacuation, the school decided to put on a show for the kids. Using kids. Woo! They attempted to have a costume contest to entertain us using the kids who had dressed for Superhero Day of Homecoming Week. They also had a potato sack race between the students. It was at least something we could watch for the time spent out there. I couldn't imagine how drained those kids were, however, because I felt drained just sitting.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Craig, Kai, and I were in the furthest section in the bleachers from the exit, and the speakers were very unclear. We were unable to hear what was being said and couldn't hear if something important was being told. That's when Craig, Kai, and I conversed. After waiting a decently long time, we were finally called down to go get food. Being the furthest section, we had to wait the longest. Once we got down there were multiple trucks. I believe that each truck was serving the same thing by the time we got down there, as the last section. Before we were able to go to the trucks, we had to put in our student ID number into a machine. I asked if we were being charged, but the lady repeatedly refused to answer and said bye. I am pretty sure the school was thinking of charging us, but then changed their minds later, because I have no charges on my account to this day. After eating my food, I decided to begin recording our experience. Here is the first video.
Here we are, Duval County Public Schools. You did not give us much water. There was milk, but I don't like milk. You gave us one corn dog. And you gave us some soggy fries. So please, Duval County Public Schools. Craig, what do you have to say about this?
I disapprove of everything. Bad lunch, very bad lunch.
I agree. Very bad lunch. This is why you pack your lunch, kiddos.
And that's why you take it when you evacuate.
What do you think about this, Kai? Good statement. We'll be back at the scene. Currently it is 12:13 p.m. We've been here since like 8. No.
Like 9:30.
9:30-ish.
Right when that tweet was...
We'll be back soon, boys. Bye.
I also want to throw it in here that apparently someone fainted from heat exhaustion and had to be taken in an ambulance to the hospital. The person was able to recover smoothly after the visit. This incident may have been why the school was not able to keep up with water supply and why food was delayed. The school's water fountains had been broken because of a water break, so when it appeared that the school was out of bottled water, this is why no students could use them. I believe that the school had bottled water available most of the time. I was just unaware that we could get any because I kept seeing people get stopped by teachers and not being allowed to go down. Only later, when there were no teachers blocking the stairs, did Craig, Kai, and I go down and find a case of bottled water under the bleachers. Here is the next video I recorded after we did that.
Sit here at 3:30 tomorrow.
We're back again. So now it is 12:55. We are still chilling here.
We're burning here.
We're burning here.
Yeah.
We actually did get some water. And yeah, we are waiting to be dismissed. 12:45. They still haven't tried moving us. And yeah. So yeah, we're still burning. On the website, they said they have buses at a nearby school, so we're waiting. Yep.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Okay. See you soon.
During the evacuation, the News4Jax helicopter recorded us in the bleachers and watched us most of the time. The kids began T-posing at it, and from other sources I've learned, people were flipping the helicopter off as well, keeping that pose alive. My mom was able to keep me updated about what was happening through her sources through text. Most, if not all, teachers knew as much about the situation as the students. With my outside source, one of my teachers listened in, as well as most of the students around me. The district website was the only other source that students could access if they had a data plan or a phone. I couldn't imagine how kids like Craig felt, but without a phone and any sort of communication with their parents. The DCPS website provided very broad information, but still updated pretty frequently, so we knew a little. We did not know when we would be picked up and where we would be picked up. It was very confusing to the students, especially the parents. Throughout the day, the water was very hot that we received. It did not help very much with our thirst.
How do you feel about this?
I'm dying.
Good stuff.
When we ran out of it, we went back down under the bleachers and found none at all. Then, we were told to get ourselves back in the stands. So that's what we did. Here's the next video.
Back, we're almost out of footage. Me, Kai, and Craig, we went down. We went down for some more water. There was no more. They told us to get back in the stands. So that's all we have for now. Yeah. Good stuff.
I should add that when we were down there, the only thing we saw was a cooler that had once been filled with ice, now melted. Many students, including myself and teachers, put water on our faces in order to cool off. People were attempting all that they could to not overheat. Some people told me that athletes tried sitting under the bleachers but were yelled at by a teacher to get back up in the stands. The teacher might have been just flat out mean, or might not have realized how bad it really was. They might have been under the bleachers most of the time and might have also wanted all the students together in the stands. After all, the school was trying to keep all the students safe. The school might have also chosen to keep some students from being dismissed in an effort to keep everyone safe and together. A girl named Alyssa on Twitter reported that the football players were allowed to sit in the weight room under the gym to stay cool, and that the leadership got their own tent. The football players weren't going to have their practice canceled just because of this event, so it made sense why they could go in there. But I'm not really exactly sure how leadership was able to get their own tent. That was kinda unfair. Fortunately, band practice after school was canceled because of the amount of players sitting in the heat for the day. The morning performance was also canceled for the next day. The talent show that had been later scheduled also was canceled. Parents continued to receive very mixed communication about when and where to pick up their kids. They waited very worried nearby the school.
News 4 Jax captured video of parents waiting, some frantic, worried about their children.
The fact that they put them in an open field, that was wrong to me.
We continued to wait. I decided to ask Craig and Kai some questions for a quick interview.
What's your favorite thing about all this?
All this?
Yes.
Not having to go to classes.
Really?
Specifically third period.
Ah, I see. Are you ready to go home, Kai?
Yes.
Finally, after a little bit, a bunch of kids started walking around the track. During this time, I believe that the school was waiting for the all clear from the district or the police to release the kids. This is just how they decided to wait. Then I decided to get a couple interviews from some fellow classmates that I knew.
Okay, what is the worst thing about being out here? What did you say?
Burning sensation.
Do you feel sunburnt? Because like I'm like burning everywhere. Okay, cool. I appreciate it, Harvey. Cambria, how do you feel?
Hot. I'm annoyed. Been here for like 5 hours.
Oh God. What could improve the situation?
Us not being here.
You want to go home?
Yeah.
So do I.
It's already 2 o'clock.
All those people.
I know, right? Oh yeah, it is 2 o'clock. Did not mention that.
Look at those people, seriously.
But yeah, thank you for your patience.
After waiting for a total of 4 hours, at 2:11 p.m., we began exiting.
We are finally exiting. We're going. Yes, we're going. Finally. At 2:13. 2:11. Well, you saw all the students lined up, and you're like, what? So yeah. It makes sense. Oh, that's smart. That is smart. We're finally going. Yes. It's a good day. It's a good day.
We then went back quickly in our classrooms and got our things and left. After being dismissed, one girl said she was ran over by a golf cart when a teacher decided to go through a crowd of kids without warning or yelling them to move. The girl had to be taken to the hospital, but was able to recover. Her leg is fully back to normal today. The teacher probably was stressed from the heat and threats and might have just thought that all the students would have been able to move out of his path before going through. However, I really don't know what they would have expected if they did not give a warning.
Could see the look of exhaustion on their faces. Many of them had sunburns. Parents say had they known about the threat earlier, they would not have let their children go to school today.
When I was checking out the Twitter of the person who tweeted the bomb threats, I noticed a couple interesting things. First off, they joined in August and are only following 6 people. The principal, 3 OVH support accounts, Digital Gangster Squad, and Lawrence Scouch. Sorry if I butchered that. OVH is a tech company that supplies servers to host things such as websites. The Digital Gangster Squad account has tweeted at the CIA account twice, much like the person who tweeted at JSO and the principal for the threats. Maybe they're the same person. The Digital Gangster also tweeted at an account called E_Lords, which was an account that the person who sent the bomb threats followed. Since then, that account has been suspended. Lawrence Scouch is a model. When looked up on Instagram, it was found she had over 40,000 followers and 239 posts at the time of this voiceover. What really intrigues me is that a girl that might possibly be from Mandarin High tweeted at Jay saying, "Hey baby, I know you're going through a tough time, but like I enjoy my life, sometimes, and I'd enjoy if you would turn yourself in. Thanks baby." Jay responds with, "Well, when if I don't receive my money, I'll be turning someone in." Great grammar right there. On Twitter, it was reported a person of interest was identified. It was said that this person identified was not even a student of the school, but an outside figure. I wonder if this was the person who actually sent the tweets, or if it was someone that the person turned in. It also could be possible that the person who sent the tweets might have even been hired to make those tweets. About a year ago, there was a case revolving around a $1.50 Call of Duty wagered match, in which one player gave a fake address, which in this case he was pretending was his own, to another player that had previously swatted places before. The other player by the name of Swatistic called 911 and swatted the home given, in which an innocent Kansas man was killed. What I find interesting is that the swatter says he was inspired to do these things, being a victim himself, and that he liked the thrill of hiding from police through net connections. Jay, the man who sent the bomb threats to Mandarin, might have been inspired in the same way. He also might have used the OVH companies that were in his following to hide his IP address and location, so then his tweets could not be tracked to his location. In the Call of Duty situation, the swatter also said that bomb threats were more fun and that he was too scared to actually even turn himself in. Much like this swatter, Jay did not want to turn himself in and said he would blame it on someone else. After all of this transpired in the Mandarin situation, the next day someone reported a shooting threat from a text exchange. The situations might have some correlation. Either way, both worked to try to ruin homecoming week for the students. The students still were able to get through it, however, and had a blast at the football game, as well as homecoming. I hope they were able to find the person or people who sent these bomb threats. Currently, it is not out to the public whether or not anyone has been arrested or charged for any of the following situations. I just hope that the school has learned from this experience and can now be more prepared for upcoming situations, in case they do occur.
Before we do end this documentary, I just want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting me through the editing process. Thank you for all the photos and videos that you have sent me and let me put in the documentary from the evacuation. Thank you for letting me interview if I did, and thank you for letting me also put you in the documentary. I really appreciate it. And just thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for just really encouraging me to get this project done. I hope to be able to pursue more projects like this in the near future. And I hope to get better and better at editing each time I do. It is New Year's Eve and the ball is going to drop soon, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So I better hurry up and get this up. So yeah, I'm going to go get the thumbnail done and I'm going to finish editing. And yeah, just thank you all for all you have done. And yeah, please like and subscribe.
Please comment down below your favorite part of the documentary, or if you don't have a favorite part, just tell me about my editing or give me some constructive criticism. You can check for some ideas of what you might want to comment in the channel description, or it's on the about page if you want to check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna roll the credits and I'm gonna let you all go. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Have a great rest of this new year. Let's really make this a good one. See you all next time. Bye guys!